Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tech Talk with Rex. I am your host, Rex Lang, and tonight I am delighted to be with you as we go through another avenue of Google services that you will be able to implement and use in your real estate investing business. Tonight, July 24th, we are going to be talking about YouTube. And YouTube is a very powerful tool that you can use in your business, in your real estate investing business, to maximize video. And video is something that is very different because so many people believe that video is just a very difficult medium to work with, and it is becoming easier and easier to work with. The tools that used to cost thousands upon thousands of dollars to put together videos are now as simple as your cell phone in your pocket, the tablet you may carry with you to do business. Anything and everything that you can imagine that has a camera on it now is so much more capable of creating video that will be well worth your time to use. Tonight we're going to do a very cursory review of YouTube, but I just want to whet your appetite and kind of show you that it's very easy to create very professional video results, and you can go as easy or as difficult with it as you'd like. I know there are professionals out there. J.R. Rankenberger comes to mind, who actually go through and use video to promote and create business from, for real estate investors, for real estate brokers, agents of that nature. And again, you would think, for as prevalent as it is, that a lot more people would be doing it, but trust me, there are not as many people as you think that are doing it, and video is the way that many people are getting their information these days. But we'll talk about that a little more here in a few minutes. But we want to go ahead and start with some announcements. Now, if you have not been getting your email and you didn't go to the mailbox and get the postcard that told about this also. Sharia is moving, so do not go to the Ritz here next month and expect the Sharia meeting to be there, because nobody, well, there may be people there, but it won't be Sharia, I can tell you that. We are moving to the Kiwanis building, 3636 Woodview Trace. It's over by the pyramids, right off of 465 and Michigan Road. If you need a map, there is a link on the website and also in the email correspondence that you receive on a weekly basis. There's a link that will take you directly to a map that will show you where the Kiwanis building is. I do not have a room number that we will be in yet, but I do know we will be at the Kiwanis building, and we will continue to get this information out as quickly as possible as far as to where we will be in the building, so that we can let you know. But I'm sure there will be signs and everything else. And if all else fails, like we always say, call Debbie. Debbie can get you in touch with whatever information you would need for that. But there is great excitement building because Sharia is moving to the Kiwanis building, and that next meeting there will be on August 12th. So you may ask yourself, well, what's going on at the next meeting? Well, let me tell you. The beginning of the meeting is going to be a moving party, and who doesn't love a good moving party? There will be free food, there will be prizes, there will be all sorts of things going on there. So come early and stay late, because when you get there and you get a chance to network with a lot of people that you haven't seen for a while, like I said, have some finger foods, have a chance to win some prizes. The general meeting that evening will be the attorney panel, and we will be releasing the attorneys' names probably this next upcoming week, start to get that out there. But what you want to remember is, think about when you go to an attorney's office, you have to pay them to answer questions for you. That's not much fun. But what's more, well, what's a better use of your time, I think, is come to the meeting, and they're going to have cards, papers, something of that nature. Write down what your questions are. These questions will be presented to the attorneys through a moderator, and they will answer your questions. So it's a much better use of time, I think, than going to their office and then having to pay them to answer these questions. And again, there will be a panel, so you will get some different opinions on the angles on your questions themselves. So a great time to come in and get some good legal advice by some of the top attorneys in the area. And again, all for showing up at a meeting where you're going to get free food and prizes. It doesn't get much better than that, folks. So again, remember, August 12th at the main meeting, we're going to have the moving party, and then the attorney panel will be happening right after that. Excuse me. Another program that you want to take advantage of while you still have the opportunity is Energizing in Indiana. Energizing Indiana was a free program where they came in and basically did an energy assessment on your properties. Now, this can be your own property. This can be investment property that you own. There is no limitation on that, and there is no limitation to the number of properties that you can have them assess for you. And they come in, they give you the energy efficient light bulbs in order to help save on utilities that way. They also do the water saving shower head. They do a few other energy saving type things, but again, this is all free to you, no matter how many properties, if it's 1 or if it's 10, it doesn't make a difference. But the nice part is, if you sign up through Sharia, Sharia gets $25 for every assessment that they do. So it's a nice way to push some money back into the organization, and it's no cost to you. And it's going to be a benefit to you because if you are a landlord and you have this done for your tenants, tenants love the fact that you cared enough about them to try and help them lower their utility bills. You know, again, it's a no-brainer for you. And I believe the only restriction may be that the house may have to be 5 years old or older. Um, and again, I'm pulling that completely out of memory, but I think it's at least 5 years old, maybe a little bit more than that. But anyway, check out in your eBlast. There's a link where you can go to that explains all about it. Or, as we always say, if all else fails, call Debbie. Debbie can get you in touch with Energizing Indiana. But there are only 10 weeks left. You have to get this done before the end of September because they're closing the program out. And if you're not scheduled and squared away before then Soria won't get the credit for that. So again, a good way to upgrade the energy efficiency of your own home or a rental, and again, help the organization out a little bit while you're doing it. So remember about Energizing Indiana. Okay, so tonight we are going to begin talking about YouTube. Now, if you look at this background here, you should remember Joe Smith, which is one of the, it's the Gmail account or the Google account that we created in the very beginning because we talked about, excuse me, we talked about the Google account, and Gmail was one of the pieces of that. We went in, we created our Gmail account. Remember, we put our little custom background back here. We kind of set it up the way we wanted it to go. And over here on the right-hand side where the arrow is pointing at, where it kind of looks like a tic-tac-toe board, that is where you're going to access all of your apps through the Google system. So this helps you know where everything is at. One of the basic things that we talked about with the Google system that was going to be a benefit to you was knowing where things are. So once you go over and you just click on this icon over here, what you are going to see is you're going to get a drop-down menu. Now this drop-down menu that comes down here, and we talked a little bit about this before, you know, with the Google Plus, Google Search, the YouTube, Google Maps, which we'll be going into at a later time, Google Drive, Google Calendar, which we talked about Drive last month. And interestingly enough, and I'll tell you, the slides that we have set up on here, or I guess, unless I have a mouse in my pocket, there's no we, but the slides that I set up here were actually set up on Google Drive. So again, another way to put everything together in one place, and I know I can always find it. I put my slideshow, put it together, created it, and I'm using it right now on Google Drive. So again, another plug for our system. But tonight we're going to go in and look at YouTube. So you're going to want to go ahead and click the YouTube icon right over here. Now, as you click that YouTube icon, this is the page that's going to come up, or something similar to it. Okay, it's going to look very similar to this. Now, a couple of things you want to look at on the left-hand side. It talks about your channel, and we'll talk a little bit about your channel here in just a little bit. But up here on the right-hand side towards the top, there is an upload button that the arrow is pointing at. And upload is where we want to go, because once you've gone out and you've shot your video, you've gone out with your phone and you've shot a video, which should just be under the camera function of your phone. Doesn't matter if it's an iPhone, an Android, whatever it is, and you shoot that video. And can I tell you, it does not matter what, you know, it's probably best You could shoot it in short segments because you can always tack it together. Or if all you know is just push the button, then just push the button and walk through and talk and just do the whole thing. Once you get that done, we're going to go over here and we're going to upload that video. So once we go into this area, you're going to notice there's a select files to upload. So of course you're going to have to take your video. Now there is a way to upload it directly from your phone generally, but that varies a little bit from phone to phone. But on a computer, it's basically going to be the same. If you've uploaded that video to the computer, you've created a file. You've created a video file somewhere. It's the same thing as when you upload your pictures. And again, we'll talk in another episode about how you could use Google to even help more with that. But for right now, just to keep things simpler, you can go into this section here where it says drop your video here, and selecting the files to upload or dragging and dropping them is the same as just moving any file on your computer. You're going to have to go to wherever your file is housed, whether it's in downloads, whether you've taken it to an actual file folder itself, wherever it's at, and you're going to drop it right into that section up there. Now, the little button below it where it says public, that's pretty important because you want to decide who's going to see your video. Now, if you want to make it public, great. If not, you want to click that little toggle switch to the right, and it will give you some other options, private, unlisted, things like that, where maybe you only want certain people to see your video. Again, another advantage that you have with YouTube is you can make those choices as to who you want to see your video. And then in the green box over here, I want to bring your attention to a couple of things, because there are some things you can do with YouTube when you are sitting right at your computer. It has a webcam capture, which means if you're sitting in front of your computer and you want to capture a video, maybe you just want to talk to the people beforehand. You want to splice in a little bit of commentary about the video that they're going to see. Whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you want to do a whole sit-down video because you're trying to train or teach on a subject. You can capture there in YouTube. It gives you the opportunity to create a photo slideshow by uploading. And again, you can create your videos that way. There's nothing that says that you have to tape the whole thing. I mean, sometimes that's easier because you can pull the video from it. But if you're more comfortable with just saying, you know what, I just want to take the pictures, you can take your pictures and then put them together in a slideshow and basically run the slideshow together as a video. Because again, like I say, there's nothing that says that you have to get in front of the camera if you're camera shy and you say, oh, I don't want to, I don't want my face on camera or whatever it might be. You can take the pictures and then you can take your pictures and splice them together and create the slideshow with it. Again, we don't have time to go into that tonight. That may be something to do for another episode. But again, know that you have that capability with YouTube. Hangouts on Air. Hangouts on Air are how you receive this subgroup. That's exactly how we do it. It's another form of video conferencing. You can even do presentation style like we're doing tonight, where you just see the slides come up and you hear my voice behind them. You can do music behind it. You can do anything you wanted. You do have to be careful with Hangouts on Air and music because if it is copyrighted music, YouTube will probably yank your video down and possibly your whole channel, because that's a big no-no on YouTube, is do not play copyrighted music on a YouTube video. And a video editor, which is in your video manager slot, which I don't know that we'll have time to get to tonight. Again, it may be a better topic for another time, and maybe we'll get into this next month. Maybe we'll carry this over into next month. But what I'm just telling you is you have a full suite of tools with YouTube. It makes it very easy to do a lot of what needs to, a lot of what you're trying to find. As we move in now, what I did is I went ahead and started uploading a video just to give you an example here. If you look up here at the top, it says how much is uploaded. It gives you a like a little running total percentage, so you know where you're at. Because it gives you a status underneath. Your video is still uploading. Please keep this page open until it's done. So again, depending upon how big your video is, that's how long it's going to take it. Some of them can take a while. But again, a lot of it too depends on your internet connection and how fast that is. You've got next to the status the time left, where it says 1 minute remaining, and that's kind of subjective. But again, it gives you an idea of how much longer you're going to have to sit there and wait. The publish button, so that you can publish it once it's done, once everything is loaded and you're in good shape and it's all ready to go. Be social, the next box down. You can share it on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, if you have these accounts already set up. You can share your video there. You can add it to your playlists, which are inside your channel, which is a little deeper than we're going to go inside the channels tonight, but just know you have that option. You can put a message on your video. You can even upload your image into that image box, which we'll do when we get to Google+, because everything that you do with Google as far as the image goes to Google+, because it brands it all together for you. Down here on the bottom it says your video thumbnails. When your video comes up and it's been rendered, you will get 3 different thumbnails to choose from, and this is kind of like the first picture that you see. If you've ever seen videos before, and they've got that picture that you see when you click on it, and sometimes the first picture that you see is not the first frame of the video. This is where you have an opportunity to get an attention-getting picture. Look at the 3 of them and think, now if I was looking at those, which one would draw me into wanting to see what was on that video? So again, choose an attention-getting thumbnail. That will help you. Over here with title and description and tags, these areas you want to make sure you fill with keywords. Keywords are basically search terms that people would use if they were looking for the content of your video. So let's just say that we were using, we were trying to sell a house, and it was, let's just say it's in Lawrence. You may want to use the keywords, Indianapolis house for sale, Lawrence house for sale. You may want to put the zip code in there, street name, different things like that, things that people would associate, with while they were searching for that. They give you suggested tags, to try and use in your tag section. But again, you want to make sure that the title, the description, and the tags all have good keywords. Google actually has a keyword tool, which is something else we probably will look into at some point. But again, keywords are how you're going to get found, and you want to make sure that you're trying to use them as much as possible to try and get your video more exposure, just from people generally searching for what's on there. Over on the far left-hand side, the embed or the share, and actually I shouldn't have put embed on there, that was wrong. That's just a link to where the page is. You can pull your embed from there. But that is the link to where your video can be played from. So you can actually take that and put that into emails or other items that you want to send to people to show them, hey, this is where my video is of my house for sale. You know, use it for your buyers list, use it for a lot of different things. But again, YouTube gives you all the tools to try and maximize the exposure that your video can get. Now, I told you we were going to talk a little bit about channels. What a channel is that once you've uploaded your video, that actually falls under your channel. And you actually have a place where all of your videos can be stored in the same place. And let's say that you've got more than one house for sale, and you're sending it out to a buyer's list, but you want to let them know, hey, I've got more things for sale than just this one. Or maybe you have one video that says, hey, I'm looking for this type of property to buy. I don't know. It all depends on your business structure. But whatever it is, it can all go into your channel. And the nice thing about your channel is if you send this out and people get a video from you and they like it, they can subscribe to your channel, so that every time you upload a new video to your channel, it will automatically go to those people that are subscribed. So it's like that's just an easy way into their inbox, because you don't have to do anything. They're basically saying, yes, I want more video content from you. And again, it goes right into their inbox, and especially if they've got Gmail, that'll definitely go in under a preference. So it won't end up in the spam, more than likely. So since you have that, you're thinking, well, I should probably try to do something to set myself apart. Because if your channel page looks like this with the gray behind it, it's not going to be so good. So you think, well, man, adding channel art, that can't be easy. It's a piece of cake. But again, you have to make sure that you watch what you're looking for. Right there, the button where you hit add channel art, you hit that. You're going to go to the next page, and you're going to upload a photo. And once you upload the photo in there, and I think it's 2200 by 1200 or something like that. It's got some really odd dimensions. But if you go in on Google, on your Google page, click on the Images tab and look for YouTube channel art, you can find things within the specific dimensions that are needed. Because that's all I did with this picture. I went in, I looked for it, found it, uploaded it. Once you upload it, you know, like I said, or it could be one that you already have, or you can go into their gallery. They've got a gallery that's got some pictures in it too. Again, just depends on what your preferences are. You can adjust the crop on it if you don't like the way that it looks, because it's telling you on a desktop it's going to look this way. If it's on a TV, it'll look like this. If it's on a mobile device, it'll look like this. If you're happy with all of that, you hit select, you move on, and now that's what our YouTube channel looks like. Looks much better than what it did. So, like I said, adding a background to it is not that difficult. And you're all set up. Your videos will fall in underneath here. And like I said, it's just piece of cake, and it's a really, really good place to house all of your videos. You could even take and have one of these banners made. I'm sure you could go to Fiverr. It's fiverr.com, and basically everybody does things on there for $5. Sometimes it's a little more, depending upon how technical you want to get with it. But I'm sure you can get a YouTube background made for $5, especially if you've already got a company logo and those type of things. Maybe you want to put that in the background and use that for marketing on your YouTube channel. So that is what is going on with YouTube tonight. So I know it was kind of a quick tour through it, but I just wanted to get you kind of looking into it, thinking about it, because there are so many different directions with it that you can go, and a lot of it is very specific to devices that you're using and the way that you want to use it. Do you want to actually use the actual video? Because YouTube has a video manager that you can use to chop up your content and make it easier and better, more enhanced. And there are also a few apps that we can use with that too. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably go a little bit deeper into YouTube next month as far as actually taking a video in there and what we would do with it then. And I will try to find a good app to go along with that. But tonight, the app that we are going to talk about is another app that is going to be very helpful in your real estate business, and it is called Sitegeist. Sitegeist is basically one of those apps that is location dependent, basically where you are at. When you go onto this app, it is amazing the things that it will do. And again, it is an iOS or an Android app. It is free, so it is good from that standpoint. But again, it's one of those apps where, let's say you're in an area and you're kind of unfamiliar with the statistics, or basically with what's going on in the area. You want more information on it before maybe you make an offer on a property, or maybe you're trying to gather more information for a property that you own and you want to sell, you want to rent, things like that. Basically, Sitegeist is kind of like having the census in your hands. It tells you that you can learn age distribution, political contributions, so you might be able to find out what kind of an area you're in as far as the persuasions of people, as far as if they would be more liberal, more conservative, average rent, popular local spots, recommended restaurants, how people commute, temperatures, housing units over time. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you that this app is absolutely precise on everything and you should bank everything on it. But what you can do is you can use it, again, as another tool, as another item that helps you build the data that you're putting together, whether it's buying, selling, whatever it is you're doing. It gives you a good idea as to knowing what exactly is going on in the area that you're in. So I highly recommend Sitegeist. Again, it's a free app, and I think it can definitely help you improve your real estate investing by giving you more information about an area than you may have once thought. And it also helps you make good buying and selling decisions, along with other tools that you have in your toolbox. So I thank you for joining me tonight for Tech Talk. And just to let you know, this whole episode was recorded, uploaded, and put online before the actual broadcast time. Because another advantage of using video that I wanted to give you was that you can be in two places at once, which is where I am tonight. So to everyone, I wish you a good night. We'll see you all at the next meeting on the 12th. Keep watching your emails for the attorney panel to be announced. And we thank you for joining us tonight on Tech Talk. Have a wonderful evening, and we thank you so much. Good night.